Hi, I'm David Benostal, Superintendent for Arcadia Unified School District. I'm very pleased to be bringing you today what I hope is an introduction to a series of updates on our journey through the implementation of 21st century skills and college and career-ready skills specifically for all our students. Now, this is a journey, and it's going to be many years in an implementation phase. So we feel it's very important to continue to bring everyone along as we progress. I want to share with you that I am using a Google extension software to do this. It's called Screencastify. And although it's new to me, I know many of our teachers are already using it in the classroom to communicate with students at home. Also, many of you are probably using this software as well, but it's new to me. So I'm admitting up front that this is a risk. I'm showing some vulnerability, which is something that I ask often of our staff, but it is a character that is so important as we transition to the Common Core and especially this world that now exists. It's very different than when I was in school and maybe when you were in school. I'm going to be using a presentation that a PowerPoint that we used, as you can see, at a community engagement night, which was a special board meeting that we have quite often to engage, not just be a presentation, but actually engage the community in some activities to get a hands-on feel for what we're talking about. Now, clearly, we're not going to be able to do the activities through this venue, but I wanted to share some of the background on where we are, specifically to Common Core. How did it come about? Why are we doing it? And where are we headed? And I hope that this can better inform you of where we are as a school district. So let me begin the presentation full format here. So let me start by answering the question, why Common Core? The first answer is clearly it's state law. The school board, the California State School Board, adopted the Common Core in 2010, which mandates all public school entities to follow the Common Core and implement it immediately. So we've been in that process now for a couple of years, and it's just now actually hitting the implementation into the classroom. I want to follow that by saying, though, that in Arcadia, we have been speaking about the 4 C's, and often we had a 5th C or a 6th C, but the 4 C's are something that throughout all the changes and the pendulum swings of education, we believe are true to what students need today to be successful. And when we refer to the 4 C's, we are talking about critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity. And then we throw in a 5th, which can be citizenship sometimes, and talking about character ed, that's also very important. But I share that because the Common Core state standards absolutely incorporate the 4 C's in all that exist. And so regardless of whether the state dropped the Common Core in a year or two and went with a different set of standards, in Arcadia, our consistency is wrapped around those 4 C's right now and ensuring that we're delivering those skill sets to students. So I say that because we understand that our rigor in Arcadia is something that our parents and our students expect from us, and we have worked very hard to build a world-class reputation, and we have a lot to lose by any major shifts that we might undertake, and so we have to do it diligently and very strategically. So as part of that strategy, I hope to bring you regular updates. The second thing you'll see on the screen is it ensures that regardless of where students live, they will be prepared for college and career. And this may or may not be important to you, but as the world changes and with jobs, as parents, they're finding themselves moving often. Very few times now does someone live in a house their entire life or their entire career. And that's very disruptive to a student's life. And whether you go one district over or another state over, a student can find themselves in a whole complete set of standards and expectations. Where in one state a subject's taught in the 5th grade, and you go to another state and it's taught in the 4th and 6th grade. It can be very disruptive. Having standards across the country is a very positive thing for students during these times. And it just also ensures that if that many states come on board, again, this was from the ground up with states, not a federal mandate, we believe that there's something very positive in numbers. And the last one is that it's internationally benchmarked. This is important because we absolutely understand that our students, your student, is competing against students all around the world, not just in Arcadia, not just in the San Gabriel Valley. So the real question that we often have in Arcadia, because we understand that our job is to get students to the next level successfully, and that's to be college and career ready of their choice, it begs the question, what do our best universities have to say about Common Core? There's a link included in this slide, and if you have time, I would encourage you to take a look. But what just recently came out was an unprecedented joint endorsement letter from the UC, Cal State, community college, and independent colleges, all endorsing the Common Core standards. And not only that, but retooling their education programs to ensure that they're up to speed with the Common Core. So with this new cohort of students coming out of high school under the Common Core, the universities are absolutely expecting that to happen. And on top of that, one of the co-authors of the Common Core, David Coleman, is now the CEO for the College Board, which obviously creates the AP program as well as the SAT test that so many of our students rely on to get into their college of choice. So let's move on. Why are we doing Common Core? Let me start again, go back to the development. June of 2009, a council of chief state school officers, and that's key because it's state school officers, not federal, collaborated with National Governors Association to develop these standards, along with teachers, parents, school leaders, and experts from across the country. Again, I mentioned David Coleman earlier. Also, our California School Board President, Michael Kirst, had a big hand in this. And as well as ensuring that national and international research was brought in, evidence and standards from the best exemplars around the world. Very important to make sure that we're competitive globally. Some misconceptions. One of the big ones that got out right away is the Common Core absolutely raised the amount of literary nonfiction being taught in our schools, which we believe is needed. But with that came this rumor that we're just throwing out traditional literature and students aren't getting that. And that's just not true. It's an and. Students continue to get both literature and literary nonfiction as well. The Common Core State Standards prepares some students for algebra in the 8th grade. Indeed, there have been some states and some school districts that have gone to complete integrated math, which removes algebra in the 8th grade and starts it in the 9th. And that's acceptable in some places. I want to assure you that in Arcadia, we will continue to create paths for our highest students in math to get algebra in the 8th grade and geometry in the 9th and move through that rigorous path that we've had traditionally. Distinguished professors and teachers from across the nation were involved in the writing. Again, we have a link for you to read some of that research. Where to find information. This is very important because one of the key things about the Common Core is because it was developed by states and by such a large group of people, from parents, educators, professors, people at the state level, it's all transparent. And that's very different in the past where it was developed by a small group of people and it was a top-down thing. Everything that I know and understand about the Common Core is available to you as a parent, which is, as a parent myself, I find very empowering, and I like to read and follow up on the things that are being shared with me. So if you have time, these are some great links. California PTA has assembled some of the top research around the country and made it readily available to you. Achieve the Core is one that has all the facts about the development of the Common Core, what it is, what it isn't. And then shifts for parents and students out of engaging work. So please take a look. I'm so pleased to have this vehicle to bring these updates to you, and I look forward to many more